Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome to another edition of What's in the Bag, Jay. And we're still under quarantine, so this is going to be another quarantine edition. Now, this is where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, put them in a bag. I draw 2 out at random now, and do 2 short reviews. Now, returning from last week is The Evil in Us, The Devil's Rock, Honeymoon, Seeds of Destruction, Skinned Alive, that's making its debut this week, along with a recommendation from my good buddy Dave Maggot, and that is Slaughter of the Innocents. It's supposed to be a very, very good film. Now, let me give the bag a good tussle. Alright, let's see. First one is The Devil's Rock. Let me give the bag another tussle. The second feature is Skinned Alive. Now let me set those aside while I put the rest of the films side by side and take my trusty Freddy vs. Jason die, and we'll see what comes back next week. Now remember, if I roll a Freddy vs. Jason or a 5, it doesn't count and I have to roll again. So, let's see. A 4. They all come back next week. So now I'm going to take The Devil's Rock and Skinned Alive, watch them both, and come back with reviews later. Well, I'm back. I just watched Skinned Alive, and here are my thoughts. Skinned Alive is a 2008 film, which runs 90 minutes, and is also known as Eat Your Heart Out. Now, this is directed by James Adam Tucker, who was responsible for Odds Are and Book Club. This stars Melissa R. Basellar as Pandora, and she was in Pink Eye and Zombie Ed. Jack Dillon as Jeffrey, who I couldn't find anything on. This is his first film. And Joshua Nelson as the Stalker. He was in Psychotherapy and Aunt Rose. This film has an interesting synopsis, although I think they should have used the original name of Eat Your Heart Out, because it kind of fits a little bit better. Now, what this film is about a hooker who basically eats her victims, and that's how she has to get by. She doesn't eat normal food, she eats her Johns, more or less. In comes Jeffrey, who is a very lonely guy. He's constantly getting turned down when he's asking girls out on a date. It's not like he's a bad-looking guy, he's just kind of lonely. And the only comfort he can basically find is to hire hookers on a daily basis. He even asks them out to dinner afterwards, and they even turn him down. So, he's kind of a sad and lonely guy. Well, when Pandora comes out that night, she actually goes out to dinner with him, and they fall in love. Now, Pandora is the one that's, of course, eating her Johns, but she doesn't eat him. She falls in love with him as well because he accepts her for who she is. And he basically has to feed her now. So, he's luring women back to his apartment. I don't know how all of a sudden he has this talent, but he's luring women back to his apartment and she is eating them. Or she'll bring in another hooker and then eat her. But it's kind of like that. It's a low budget film, kind of like part comedy, part really brutal horror movie. I mean, this is like whoever did the effects on this movie, it is on point. They did a fantastic job. There's also another subplot of somebody who's looking to kill her because she ate his younger brother. So you have all that in the midst of this movie. This movie's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. If you're a gore hound, I definitely recommend this one. If you like kind of weird love stories, give this one a shot. But yeah, I enjoyed this one, Skinned Alive. I wish they would have used the other title because it definitely fits the film a little bit better, but yeah. And I'll be back with our second feature. Okay, guys, I'm back with our second feature, and that is The Devil's Rock. Special thank you to Mark of Horror for doing this with me as a trade package. I've always wanted to see this film, and I've heard great things about it. It did not disappoint. Okay, The Devil's Rock is a 2011 film which runs approximately 86 minutes and is written and directed by Paul Campion. Now, the only thing I could find on him, other than a bunch of shorts, was a segment he did for World of Death, and it was called Eel Girl. That was it. I hope this isn't the last I see of this guy because he did a fantastic job on this. Now, this stars Craig Hall as Captain Ben Grogan. Now, he was in The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, Nerve, and Boy. Matthew Sunderland as Colonel Claus Myers. He was in The Nightingale, The Little Death, and Backtrack. And Gina Varsella as Helena / the Demon. She was in Samoan Wedding, and yeah, that was all. So, this is a New Zealand / English film. Now, this had a worldwide gross of $20,823, and the Black Mass ritual at the end of the film was actually filmed on Friday the 13th. I thought that was pretty cool. The dead German with the gun jammed down his throat was an homage to Cannibal Holocaust. The part with the woman, of course, with the spear shoved through her, the log shoved through her. And the design of the German bunker is based on World War II German bunker MP4, a range finding and observation tower which still exists in Guernsey and the Channel Islands. Of course, I'm reading that off of what I have here, and my handwriting is not really that good. So what is this about? This has a very small cast. You have two English soldiers who, it's like the beginning of D-Day, and they're going to the outer islands. A small group of soldiers are going to each outer island to kind of take down the German guns. They get to the German gun, they plant a bomb, and they go to the observation tower, which is the one I was talking about. In this observation tower, you find nothing but dead German soldiers massacred horrifically. He finally finds one German soldier that's alive. His friend is killed by this German soldier, and he has to work with this German officer to kind of put an end to what is massacring the soldiers in this observation tower. It is a demon, a shapeshifter, and the devil herself. This movie is a lot of fun. it seems like it had a pretty freaking big budget, in my opinion. And I don't understand how this director hasn't directed anything else because he did a fantastic job with this. It's very tense, it's very gory, it has that sort of satanic deal, whole deal thing with the devil where if you set me free, I'll give you what you want. The whole, not three wishes, but, you don't know who to trust, whether the German soldier is, leading you on, if he's working with the devil. So it's like this whole tension thing. It feels very isolated as well, and it really caught my attention. It really did. I thought this movie was fantastic, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who loves demon movies, satanic movies, or just horror in general. Don't forget to vote for the ones that didn't make it. Actually, I think they all did, so okay. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.